Criminalizing homelessness goes hand in hand with mass surveillance. Hey everyone, Johnny here, Don't Speak News, and this is news that's not being spoken enough about, in my opinion. And I kind of jumped off the page today, so we're going to report on it. So mass surveillance, homelessness, and AI war machines. Is this the future our leaders are building? And my answer to that question would be yes, it is. That's their goal. The Trump administration has shifted the political spectrum in more ways than one. For starters, this regime has taken aim at the homeless population by moving even further in the direction of criminalizing the act of being unhoused. Since the conservative shadow lobby, the Cicero Institute, began introducing template anti-homeless legislation that makes engaging in life-sustaining activities a crime for homeless people, more than 320 new bills have been introduced to force homeless people into prisons or government-sanctioned camps. What have we been saying? What have I been saying for years now? That eventually this problem, this homelessness problem, would be transferred to the states, and then the states would say, help, we can't deal with it. And the feds would say, okay, great, we got some FEMA camps ready to go. And we've got these private institutions here ready to go as well. Just saying. We talked about this last week too. At the same time, the one law that served to protect the vulnerable homeless population, making it illegal to arrest homeless people if there were not enough shelter beds, was overturned roughly a year ago. This all falls in line with the goals of the Cicero Institute, the think tank that pumps out potential legislative bills aimed at making homeless a crime or felony, forcing police to enforce anti-camping ordinances even when there are not enough shelter beds, retired or redirect funding away from housing services, and more. And that's what they've been doing. They've been cutting Medicaid. They've been cutting funding for the homeless. They've been cutting rental assistance, all kinds of cuts for things that help the poor. Now, it appears the Trump administration is poised to take on the whole of the general public's privacy by using mass surveillance via the notorious spy tech company Palantir. There they are again. We just got done talking about them, and here they are again. So what do criminalizing homelessness and promoting mass surveillance of the American public have in common? Both concepts are being lobbied by conservative-leaning think tank, the Cicero Institute, and exhibit strong ties to radical billionaire Joe Lonsdale, who has openly admitted he's not opposed to profiting from prison labor and has spoken optimistically about all sorts of devastating war technologies, like using AI tech to teach the Navy how to weaponize autonomous vessels and controlling space weaponry with artificial intelligence commands. Yeah, that's always a good idea. Just let it operate on its own. It's all fine. It'll all be for our good, right? These guys are unbelievable. So you get the picture, a dystopian-themed warscape where privacy is fleeting, ancient concept, and home ownership is a distant ancestral dream. Remember, the World Economic Forum says, you will own nothing and you will be happy. Right. This is the vision that some powerful people like Lonsdale and the current sitting president have for the future, which is dangerously close to becoming our reality. Yes. And nobody's paying attention to it. Everybody's paying attention to the politics, the Trumps, and all that stuff going on, which, we obviously need to pay attention to, and this is part of it, but they're paying attention to all the wars and the Epsteins and now, of course, bringing up the Russiagate and Obama stuff again to keep everybody distracted and not focused on either Jesus Christ, which you need to be focused on because he's the way, the truth, and the life, and no one's getting to the Father but through him. Or they're trying to keep your focus away from what they're doing in the background, like things like this, criminalizing homelessness. What are all you van life people going to do? Because they've just criminalized what you do as well. You can't street camp anymore. You can't camp at Walmart anymore. You can't camp anywhere anymore unless it's an official campground and you pay to stay there. Where you got your own land you can camp on, if they allow it. Just saying. So anyway, this is what's going on. Palantir is a deadly killing machine meant to scare you, according to co-founder and CEO Alex Karp. Palantir is a data mining surveillance tool widely used by the military, the police, and ICE, and started by the CIA. It's been gathering data on all Americans for years. However, Yahoo News reports that under President Trump's leadership, the company got a massive boost in funding. Yeah, $500 million to start out the administration. And it's currently in talks with the IRS as well as Social Security Administration, as I told you earlier. They've already got Doge into those places, which is to help get all the data out to Palantir. Critics warn this could be the beginning of the end of everyone's privacy. It's already happened. Here's looking at you. Creating detailed portraits of Americans based on government data is not just a pipe dream, authors at the Times pointed out. The Trump administration has already sought access to hundreds of data points on citizens and others through government databases, including their bank account numbers, the amount of their student debt, their medical claims, and any disability status. Bringing in companies like Palantir would take that data and compartmentalize it into one place, creating an intimate portrait of each American, including you. According to NPR, Palantir co-founder and CEO Alex Karp explained the terrifying purpose of the tech spy company while on the phone with investors, saying, Palantir is here to disrupt and make the institutions we partner with the very best in the world, and when it's necessary to scare our enemies and on occasion, kill them. All this talk of war, homelessness, murder, imprisonment, and mass surveillance seem a bit incredulous, even surreal. But these are the real quotes and real actions, and they're coming from the mouths of people at the very top of America's power structure. These harsh words are being delivered to us unabashedly, almost pridefully. So take heed, take inventory. This is what the people in charge are saying with their actions. And so, yeah, like it says here, rents have increased by 30% in 5 years. Wages remain stagnant. New affordable housing continued to decline. And like I said, they've already cut the rental assistance by billions of dollars. So more people are going to end up homeless, and then what they want to do with all the homeless is put them in camps and exterminate them. That's what they want, and that's what will end up happening. These FEMA camps will be roach motels. You'll check in, but not check out. So by creating this atmosphere, people in positions of power said anyone can be homeless, and everyone who becomes homeless should be arrested for existing, and then exterminated, like I said. Now, in 2025, by spending hundreds of millions of dollars on mass surveillance rather than affordable housing, people in positions of power have valued invading our privacy and invading foreign countries over creating a sustainable landscape where people can comfortably live. Exactly. I'll let you read the rest on your own. There's not much left, but I think you get the idea. And then that goes along with this. I mean, it just doesn't stop, this dystopian stuff from the Liberty Daily. Sam Altman pitches World ID to bankers as AI threatens traditional identity systems. So, at the U.S. Federal Reserve Conference, OpenAI CEO Sam Altman promoted his iris-scanning digital ID system, World ID. Sound familiar? It should. If you've been around here a while at this website, or been watching my channels for a while, he says it's essential to combating AI-driven fraud in banking and finance. We talked about this 2 years ago, right here. Get ready for World ID and WorldCoin, Universal Basic Income, offering free money in exchange for your eyeball scan. This is May 22nd, 2023. Today we see all these state and national central bank digital currencies coming out, like stablecoin and the Genius Act that Trump just signed into law. However, all these competing digital currencies would be just as unmanageable, if not more so, in regard to currency exchange rates, valuations, and of course hacking, apps not working, etc. So what's the solution? I believe you're going to be looking at it in this video. The solution to the NWO economy has always been a worldwide currency, one that's accepted without question around the world, but they'll never be able to sell the convenience of using it. And so there you go. I got that from Health Impact News right here about World ID. Like I said, this was 2 years ago. And now it's coming back around again. Altman has warned that AI has already rendered voice, face, and other biometric authentication methods ineffective, triggering immediate adoption of new identity technologies, or urging, I should say, immediate adoption. Developed by Altman's company, Tools for Humanity, World ID verifies users via iris scans and stores their identity data using blockchain, aiming to distinguish real humans from AI bots online. The project has faced international regulatory pushback over surveillance risk, data retention, lack of transparency, and potential erosion of individual autonomy. When asked about AI making decisions misaligned with societal norms, Altman deflected, heightening skepticism about the safety and accountability of his digital identity vision. Well, there won't be an accountability, and states aren't going to be able to mess with it for 10 years. So that's what Trump got passed with his big, beautiful bill and the Genius Act and all the other garbage he's been signing here lately. I'll put the links up, let you read the rest for yourselves, but I think you get the idea. They're criminalizing homelessness, and it goes hand in hand with mass surveillance. They want to get everybody, as many as they can, out in the streets, especially us troublemakers, right? And people actually say something. They want to get us into camps, and they want to exterminate us. That's what's really going on. They just haven't gotten around to admitting the extermination part yet, but they will. But they will soon enough. So there you go, guys. Wow. It's all here. Are you ready? Do you have Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior? Because you need to. He's the way, the truth, and the life, and nobody's getting to the Father but through him. He said it himself. So seek him now while he may still be found, because he's the only way out of this. He's the way through this great tribulation, as it we're not subject to wrath. So please seek him now while he still can be found, because you do not want to be subject to God's wrath when the great and terrible day of the Lord comes. And that will be it for now. God bless. Take care. Johnny Storm. Don't speak news.